Yoruba leader Ayo Adebanjo has stated that President Muhammadu Buhari is keen on holding on to power. He said the Nigerian constitution gives the president excess authority, adding that Buhari doesn't want a review because his powers will reduce. The Afenifere chieftain said this in an interview with The Sun. Speaking on the controversial water resources bill, Adebanjo noted that it was part of the problems caused by the constitution. The bill proposes that the federal government control all water sources and river banks. State government groups and prominent Nigerians have declared their opposition to the proposal. Adebanjo, while giving his position, insisted that Buhari has no integrity. He condemned the concentration of power despite Nigeria being a multi-ethnic society. He said, when I said the man has no integrity, people are quarreling with me. He does not want to relieve himself of dictatorial power. I have said it before, under the present constitution, Nigeria's president is the most powerful president in the whole world. Buhari is not ready to concede that power. He just wants to keep us talking. He just wants us to keep us talking until another election. Anybody who is talking about doing another election without going back to federalism is just wasting his time. You do another election under this constitution, you go back again. They will rig it and tell you to go to court, and the court will confirm it. I have been in this game when Buhari was a toddler, so he can't deceive me. We say people should go back to the previous constitution, the constitution Awolowo, Azikiwe, and Sardauna agreed upon at independence. I put these questions to Buhari. Are you more intelligent than Sardauna? Are you more educated than Sardauna? Are you more Fulani than Sardauna? He has not answered my questions. I have been repeating this over and over again. Not Femi Adesina or Gabashewu has responded to me. But whenever they want to insult us, they say they don't know what those clamoring for restructuring are talking about. Including the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, who took Obasanjo to court over the issue of restructuring when he was Attorney General of Lagos State. It is a gang up. They are deceiving themselves, deceiving the country. The corruption they said they would wipe out is growing bigger and bigger. The looting is growing higher and higher, more than what we had under the regime of the late General Sani Abacha. I have passed the stage where anybody will be tossing me around, he said. I listened to somebody on radio today, and the person just, because of this issue of subsidy or no subsidy, the person just say, in a nutshell, that the whole thing about the country is a scam. It's really a scam. In a little way or a simple way that I can simply put it, is just that a lot of them are on the waiting list. Everybody wants to get there. They would tell the people the problems, and because everybody knows the problem, they will tell you, and you think they are influential, they will be able to change the narratives. When some people are talking, they'll say, some people will just say, I wish this person is the president. See the way he's talking. But once they get there, what do? And the person was talking about the same present government saying, yes, it is a difficult decision to take to be able to remove the subsidy. But the same government, before they came on board, they said there was nothing like subsidy, and nothing like subsidy. That if anybody tells you that subsidy was on, that the person was just telling you lies. That was what they said. So now, how come now you now talk about, it is a decision or tough decision for you to have removed subsidy? Those are the deceit we are talking about, or the deception we are talking about. And don't forget, that this electoral review or so that they gave to the president to sign before the 2019 general elections. They tried to dribble. They were going back and forth. Some things were not correct. But at some point, when they could not even pinpoint any fault in that electoral review, they now said, it was too close to election. There's no way they would have done that. It's too close. And people started blaming, I think the 8th Assembly, that's why didn't you people present it? And they now said, we have been presenting this over and over again. And some people say, yes, you didn't do your due diligence. And that was why the whole thing could not even really happen. But now, after the elections, what has happened? 1 year down the line, going to 2 years now, we are counting second year, and yet nothing has been done. And just like these people are still talking about restructuring, of course we know that there are some things about a restructuring that needs to be looked into. You know, this idea of a thing, oh yes, so restructuring means different things to different people, and we have asked, what does it really mean to you? All of a sudden again, they told us now that that Buhari has started restructuring, and some people have faulted him. How can you just say you have started restructuring? How is that how it's been done? And they began to pick some isolated issue. So you can see this, this state policing or whatever, whether community policing. You are saying yes, they have started the restructuring just like that. Do you see the seat we are here talking about? If you are talking about restructuring, is it not something that you are going to sit down and say, okay, you want to take action, not that you taking things from the backyard and say, oh, nobody should talk about restructuring again because you have started restructuring. So who is not deceiving who? This water bill and all of those things, we know how Nigerians kicked against it in the 8th assembly or so, and they are bringing it. And somebody said this Eruga thing, we should be careful, because most of the things that they've talked about that they brought to the public domain for public hearing, when they see that the people are not agreeing to that, when they see that the force against those things, higher than what they think, they will withdraw back. And people have been saying, don't relax, this Ruga thing, they might bring it back. Because I'm even surprised that this is a water bill of a thing. And because the Nigerian people say, no, they don't want it because it is all a plot to do this, to do this, to do this, to do that. Well, from what the Papa is saying, it's very, very funny. As in, I was just laughing, say, oh, I've been in this game, even when Buhari was a toddler. Very funny. The man is 90-something years, if I'm not mistaken. He said he knows all this game, and without being told, even the younger ones can see what has been happening. Now know the direction of the government. I don't know, because the foundation is already faulty. Anyone who comes in there and begin to see how powerful that position is and what goes in the country, I don't know whether they would tend to look at the other side, and especially see what he said concerning Osinbajo. The same people now are quiet. The only thing they will not be telling you, these of doing business. Okay, the economy, that is, they don't even have direction. They just want to make statements concerning those things, and at the end of the day, what will happen? Nothing. It's just story upon story. Before you know, their tenure will go and they will be out of it, and they will begin to enjoy the benefits of the office after they must have left. And that's it. Other people will still come. We'll talk about the same story, till thy kingdom come. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning what Ayo Adebanjo has said.